Good morning, good morning. I need to be able to type. There we go. Welcome to coffee. Good morning, good morning. Trying to see who's on. Good morning, got my coffee. Turn my volume up, make sure y'all can hear me. There we go. Good morning. Who's joining me this morning? Get the frog out my throat. Who's joining me this morning? Tag in the comments and let me know where you're joining from. I am in the beautiful sunshine, well, bipolar weather state of Florida. Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Waiting to see who joins me this morning. Send out a few reminders. I don't know if 9 o'clock is too early. For some people on a Saturday may like to sleep in. But this is something new that I'm trying for PCMinistries. Hey, Jana. How are you doing, baby cakes? How are you? Good morning, good morning. Who else is on? Jana, where are you joining from? Put the state you're joining from. Coffee and conversations. I am drinking this morning's coffee out of my Good Vibe coffee cup, gifted to me by my good friend Nadasha Harris of Nadasha's House of Fashion. I'm glad you're enjoying your extra days off. Awesome. From Miami. You want to come on camera for a candid conversation? I don't have a topic. I don't have a script. It's not rehearsed or nothing. It's just very candid. I was hoping to have more people on, but I'm sure as I grow it, more people will come on. I'm going to play with the times. Like this one is Saturday morning at 9. I think I may do another one on a Tuesday. And I'm going to change locations too. Give it a little bit of something. See how it grows. And go from there. With that being said, how are y'all doing? Welcome to PCMinistries Candid Conversations with Paula. Well, normally, you watching from bed. Well, normally we deal with what you feel from the inside out, and we always do. But I decided to try to do something different and to connect with more listeners, more followers, more people, and just have a candid conversation. Whatever you all want to talk about, I can have a topic. You know, I always got a topic. Just a quick little 15, 20-minute candid conversation about something. So I don't know who all is on here, but engage. I need some engagement. I'm an early person, so I could change the time. Y'all just let me know. 9 o'clock on a Saturday is too early. If you don't work all week and you trying to sleep in, just let me know. I can do noon, I can do 2, I can do it during the week. For those of us that work from home, or those of us that have afforded the opportunity of not have to work at all, just let me know. I can move it around. So let me ask you this. This is April the 15th. We are 4.5 months into our new year. Time is not waiting for anybody. Y'all hear me? So with that being said, what have you done towards your goals? Remember the goals that we said we were going to do, and the different things we set out to do in 2023, a new me in 2023, goals, and I'm getting a bag, and I'm all of that stuff in 2023. Well, we are 4.5 months in. What have you done toward the new me? We said new me in 2023. What have you done to get to the new you? Like what are you doing? The goals that you wrote down, have you made progress? This is like the first quarter. Have we made progress toward those goals? If not, why? I have. Not all of them. After talking with when PCMinistries had our virtual vision board party, I had a guest, Dr. Makiba Couture. Hope I'm saying that right. If y'all are not following her, make sure y'all follow her page. She is very, I don't know her personally. I know of her through a mutual church that we both attended when she lived here in Florida. But she is simply, I just think she's one of my BFFs in my head. You know how you had them BFFs in your head you just love? So I got a lot of people like that. I probably should name them, but a lot of people like that. But she is simply amazing, very educated, very well-spoken, very direct, very direct, with a little kiss on the top, you know. But if you're not following Dr. Makiba Couture, make sure you follow her page. I can't remember the topic. I think she has unapologetic something. I'm not sure. But just pull up her name and you'll see it. But follow her. But she was a guest on my virtual vision board that we did in the beginning of the year in January. And she shed a lot of light on setting goals and how sometimes we overload ourselves with our goals. We start out the year, we got all this stuff we want to do in 12 months. And sometimes that's overwhelming. And when we get overwhelmed, we don't really do anything. It could freeze us. And it's too much, along with our daily life and our daily responsibilities and other life that pops up. Sometimes our goals, although good and good intended, they're too much, and we have to pay attention to the goals that we're setting and the reality of being able to push yourself to accomplish these goals, to meet these goals. For me, I had a lot, and once she shared what she shared on the vision board party, I had to come back and kind of reassess my goals. And one of the things she said, rather than having all of these goals throughout the year, set like small goals, reachable goals, you know. And she also said that your goal should stretch you. It should stretch you. You don't want to make them all just easy goals. That's not really a goal. You should have some goals that will stretch you and make you change some things, make you, you know, reach for it. So what I did was I went back to the drawing board and I redid my goals, and I took some out. I grouped some together, but I put them in categories, kind of, sort of. And the categories that I put them in was prioritize, you know, for one. And I did quarterly. So I'm doing 3 quarters a year. So I'm doing every 4 months. So January through April was a goal, you know, goal or 2, whatever I put in there. And then May through August. Yeah, May through August is the second set. And then the September through the end of the year is the last set. And I'm going to try that out this year. I had never done it that way before. But then too, in the past, I struggled with meeting my goals, like the discipline to start and finish. You know, a lot of times we start and we get distracted, or we don't put as much prioritization on it as we should. And that's been me. I ain't gonna lie, that has been me for years in a lot of areas. A lot of areas I'm really good at. I can get it done and prioritize and stay focused no matter how long it takes. So I'm learning how to take that same energy and apply it to some other things. And then to take an honest look at myself to see why I put the goal down. Now, see, I keep journals. I'm a journaling queen. I put the goals down, but why don't I follow it all the way through? Like, what stops me? What do I allow to stop me? So it made me take a look at myself to see. And then I did my goals according to my ability. Like, I didn't make them real easy, but I didn't make them extremely hard to where I can't reach, to where I can't obtain them. I didn't make it stressful, put it like that. You know, my goals are reachable, they are attainable, and I may have to do some reaching and some stretching and some reconstructing and some stuff to get them done. But that's what the goals are. That's what make them goals, and we want to reach our goals. So that's just a little bit of my struggle with my goals. Jana said, love breaking the year down into quarters, those smaller goals, almost essential. Yes. Yeah, it did. It made it reachable. Like, one of my smaller goals, yeah, realistic, very. And a lot of times, Jana, when we look at it realistically, we really look at ourselves. And that opens up a whole nother thing to realize, to help you. Actually, it helps you set your goal. And I know this may sound simple, but for a lot of people, it's really not that simple, or we don't pay attention to. We're so focused on go, and this is a new year, and I'm not taking this then to the new year, and then we're so focused on that, and we put all this stuff down, and we have good intention, but then you forget about your job, your marriage, your responsibilities, other things that you do, life, all that stuff, and we have to incorporate all of that to be able to make realistic goals. Now, I believe we should have at least a goal that is out there. And it may not be a year goal. It may be a couple of years. Like me and my husband, we have a 2-year goal that I'm honest to say I'm supposed to be doing something monthly to meet that 2-year goal, and I have yet. See? So that's one of my, oh, come on, Paula, to be able to meet that 2-year goal. But I think the reason I love the vision boards is because you put it up before you, and you put it in you put it in a high traffic area that you traffic every day. So you can see it every day as a constant reminder of what you said you were going to do. And also of what your goal is. You set the goal, and so setting the goal is something that you want. something that you want to achieve, you want to attain. So it should be something that you discipline yourself to do. You know, you do whatever you have to do to reach it. Cut out some things, redo some things, add some things, you know, whatever it is you have to do to get them, but that's what you do. So this is actually PC Ministries, growing PC Ministries, getting a little more visible and active. PC Ministries, it was one of my first quarter goals. And that is, I can say that I am actually meeting that goal. It's an ongoing goal, so it doesn't stop just because this is April and I met it in April. It's just something to get me going. So did I have to challenge myself in some areas? Yeah. Like entrepreneurship is and ministry is a lot of work, like a lot of behind the scene work. I believe getting up and ministering and doing my lives, that's easy. Because you get to share. If you like to talk and share and help people, and that's the easy part. But the preparation behind the scenes to make sure your content is correct. And the other things that I wasn't born and raised an entrepreneur. I don't know if you call it corporate, but I was a 9-to-5. I was I used to work 4-10. So I've always worked in the office for non-profit organizations or things like that. So when I got diagnosed with cancer and went through all of my chemo and all of my stuff where I didn't work anymore, hey, Miss Sonia, I had to come up with some other avenues to after chemo and all of that. And one of the things, my husband, I have an awesome husband, thank God, praise God for that. He doesn't want me to go back to work. He said, I want you to pursue what God has for you to pursue. And I remember, Miss Sonia, if you want to come on, let me know. And I can bring you on camera. I would love to have you on for this candid conversation. But I remember telling God years ago, good morning, we are on. Do you want to come on? I can bring you on camera. I would love that. I love y'all. If y'all have not had a conversation with Miss Sonia Millard, honey, hold on to your seats. Talking about a woman of God, a woman, an encourager, a major motivator, a major mentor, awesome woman, just period. Follow her. Follow her. She has been a consistent friend, sister, mentor, all of that to me for years. So if you're not following Sonia Millard, make sure you follow her. Okay, let me know when you're ready. I'll bring you on. But I was saying earlier, I had said to God years ago, because I love ministry, y'all. It just warms my bones to help people heal from the inside out. Like, I am also a transformation coach, and a lot of my clients, when I see them get it, like, I can't explain the feeling when you see them get it, and then you see them get it in one session, and then by the time they come out to that next session, you can tell that they practice application and walking out whatever their situation was, whatever I was coaching them in, you see them begin to walk that out on their own by their conversation. When you log on to your session and they start talking and you listening, and they sound different than what they sounded in the past. And then in the past, hey, Poopy. And in the past, man, that is the best feeling ever. And it's not the feeling like, ooh, me, I did that, or ooh, because of me, they them. No. I am just a vessel. Whatever God pour in, that's what I pour out. So it has nothing to do with me. I am just honored and humbled by the way God uses me to help people in that way. So I absolutely love helping people heal from the inside out. But I told God years ago that if he gave me the opportunity, y'all listen to this, if he gave me the opportunity to minister full time, I would do it in a heartbeat, and I won't worry about no pay, None of that. I would do it in a heartbeat. Lo and behold, be careful what you ask for. I didn't know it was going to come through cancer. I didn't know it was going to come through, you know, that avenue. But our ways are not his ways. And again, I'm not saying God gave me cancer. I would never say that, because I personally don't believe that. But I believe he said, since we're here, this is what we're going to do. This is the platform I'm going to give you from this place. What I said, and he reminded me of that just last week. He said, remember when you said, but you know, sometimes we get, we battle with depression and sadness, and I don't know if any of you have ever been sick, but you battle with those things and you get off. You get off when you've done something for so long, a certain way, and you've had, you know, control over certain areas and just things that you, and then all of a sudden it comes to a screeching halt and you're no longer able to do certain things, or there are limitations, or God rewrites your story. I'm going to do that one day too. I did that on PCMinistries Thursday Night Live, when God rewrites your story. I may have to do that again. I had to let go of the pen. I was struggling with God. I'm trying to write, and he trying to take the pen, and just a struggle. And I had to let go of the pen. And when I let go of the pen is when I began to realize that God is making some changes, that God is requiring a new me. He's requiring me at a different level. The way I thought, the things I did prior to this new level, this new me, was not, I couldn't bring that to where he was taking me. Yeah. So it was different, but I understand it. And has it been rough? It's been very rough. But a lot of times when, and I don't want this candid conversation to be about me. This is just something I want y'all to talk back to me now. Sometimes when we realize that God is doing something different. How does scripture say we're doing a new thing? Hey, Dasha, let me know if you want to come on, girl. What you got? You got something you want to talk about? Thank y'all for popping on. Sometimes when we realize that God, sometimes we don't realize God is doing a new thing, and we fight him because we're so used to what we're doing. And sometimes it's months and years before we realize that, oh, God is doing a new thing, and I'm fighting him. Like he said, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. It's not about people, places, and things. It's not about that. And a lot of times we're fighting people, places, and things, and it's God trying to rewrite our story. He's trying to change our path. He's like, hey, I want you to go this way. I want you to do this new thing, you know. And a lot of times we don't realize that. See my coffee cup, Dasha? A lot of times we don't realize that God is doing a new thing till like years, months later, and then we're like, oh, he was trying to get my attention in 2004. And it keep coming around every year, and I keep ignoring it, or I keep putting it off. No, ma'am, I'm about to work out. Want to get some motivation from my favorite girl. Good. One of the things I said in the beginning was, in this new year, what we said in the beginning of the year, new me in 2023. Well, have we done the things we said we were going to do thus far? And if we have, awesome. If not, why? The goals that we set in January, or have we put things in place to move toward those goals? And why not? Yes, ma'am. I'm glad. I know you are. You goal driven. Goal driven. You need to teach a class on that. You and Zetra and who else? Tiffany Bogle. Who else? Lynn Mizell. And I want to say Tara Johnson too. Y'all need to do a collaboration and teach some stuff. You know, teach people like what's cool. I know when I came into entrepreneurship, and that's where I was going when I was saying it earlier. I had to learn. I'm the type of person, I don't like to bother people. I don't like to bother people. Okay, you know, I'll put some stuff together now. I don't like to bother people. Like, I don't like to, that's enough, that's enough, that's enough. I already asked one time, I ain't gonna ask again. But in entrepreneurship, baby, you got to bother people. And it was hard for me also, because, you know, I do PC Ministries. I've been doing PC Ministries for a long time, y'all, a lot of years. And if those that follow me and know me, it started out as woman to woman. Remember, I used to do woman to woman. I think I started this in 2004. I used to do woman-to-woman getaway weekends where we would find an Airbnb and a bunch of us women would get together and go to, you know, for a weekend and just share and motivate each other and relax, exhale, shop, all of that. I might need to bring that back. I need to bring that back. But I've been at this for a long time. Yes, you do. I have a hard time with that as well. Yeah. And also with entrepreneurship, I found that, you know, for me, one of my insecurities was pushing myself, like putting myself out there. And you know, when you're doing your own business and your own branding, what do you have to do? If you don't do it, ain't nobody else gonna do it. So this has been a struggle for me, but a very welcomed struggle. I watch a lot of people. I watch Zetra. I watch my hairstylist Scent. I watch Dasha. I watch Tiffany. I watch my daughters. I watch, who else do I watch? I watch Lynn Mazel. Who else? Dr. Makiba Couture. I watch a lot of people. I watch and I pay attention. I don't compare because again, that it's not about that. It's all, we all can do this and we can learn from each other. That's one of the things, yeah, I won't get off on that. This is a candid conversation, y'all. So we're talking about a lot of stuff. But this one is pretty much, sounds like it's going to be more centered around goals and reaching the goals and things like that. So, but it was a welcomed struggle because I know doing something like this, and I've talked to a lot of people, you have to. And you have to have confidence in yourself. You have to have confidence in your gift, confidence in your product. You have to be confident in what you're presenting. You have to be consistent. Oh my God. Ooh, anybody ever struggle with consistency? It sounds so easy, but consistency is being consistent. Like if you say you're going to do it every week, then do it every week. And then you even have to break that down when you're going to do it every week. Is it going to be Fridays? Is it going to be Tuesday? Is it going to be... Whew. And then when you put something out there, just because people may not request to come on, Miss Sonia, if you can. Just because you may not see people, that don't mean they're not watching. I have learned that. I have so many people that, I don't know, that know me. And all in the grocery store, I be out of town, and people are like, you that lady from that photo shoot. Girl, I was in West Palm with my husband. Pick a day and promote. Yes. And this guy was standing behind me in Publix. I ran in Publix to get something. And he was standing behind me. He said, you that lady on that photo shoot with that white on. I said, I'm glad I was behaving myself and carrying myself as such. Because he sure did wait in West Palm. I didn't know him. So it's like I'm going to bring Miss Sonia Millard on. This is going to be good, y'all. Approved. I just sent you the invite. Hey, hey, hey.
Hi, I'm in the car, but hi. Good morning, everyone.
Turn your volume up.
Can you hear me?
No. Let me make sure I don't have no you. Hold on. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Hi, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I'm in the car with my daughter. We heading over someplace.
Are you gonna be okay? Well, you can talk and drive. I know you.
Yeah, she's driving. Thank God.
Oh, okay, good. We were talking this morning. I started off with you know how we all kind of said in 2023, new me in 2023. So
yes.
How are we being new? Have we drugged the old us into 2023 unbeknownst to us? Have we changed our habits? Have we done the things that we said we were gonna do?
I'm just keep it real, Miss Paula. No, I drugged my old habits into 2023. I'm really trying to put one foot in front of the other and get it together.
Yeah.
Like, it's that heavy load that comes with you, if the truth be told, but trying to peel it off, let it fall off, take it off, it's been one step at a time. And girl, let me tell you, I got to talk to myself. Yeah. Sonia, like this morning, I wouldn't have been up. I could sleep all day, but I was so determined to get up and get in this car with my daughter today that it took every ounce I had to do it. And I really pushed myself. So sometimes it's that word push, right? We have to persevere. We got to push, and we got to talk to ourselves. I mean, I don't know about nobody else, but girl, I've been having some good conversations with myself.
Me too.
I was like, and look, when my daughter put this video on and I saw myself, I said, "Ooh, that's too close to me. I look too big." She said, "Girl, that's the mirror. Boy, this mirror's talking today. You
it don't lie. Do it lie.
I mean, can we just talk today? Girl, I got to keep that foot in front of the other. And put down that chicken bone." Hey, y'all, I know somebody on here know that story.
You know they know. Tell it, Miss Sonia.
Shoot, ain't no shame in my game. I'm just telling the truth. But I want to be a better me for 2023, Paula. I love what you do. I love how you inspire us and encourage us. And I be like going, go, Paula, go. And Lord knows I'm going to go too. I'm going to drink that gallon of water. I'm going to drink another cup. I'm going to take that foot forward. But, you know, sometimes as women, you know, we put on that cape and we put ours on last, right? It's the cape for everybody else. And that's the part
we take it off.
That even my daughter been encouraging me to do. Ma, you helping everybody else. You doing everything for everybody else.
Look, my daughter, I think it's my daughter just put in the comments, she said, it's you versus you.
Yes. Oh, girl, yeah. Yes. That's real.
Yeah, we, like you said, we put that cape on for everybody else, and then at the end of the day, we take the cape off for us.
And I always learned this from you and Mr. Johnny. Don't have unfair expectations for nobody else, because then you looking around and you like, well, where's everybody? Well, no expectations, no disappointment. Thank you, Shante.
Yeah, that's good, Shante. I heard you, girl. That's true. That's true. Yeah. That's true, because again, a lot of times what I found, and I did a PCMinistries on expectations, and a lot of times they don't even know what we're expecting of them. And I know for me, I did everything for years. So when I stopped doing that, you know what to do. And now I'm mad because ain't nobody doing nothing. Well, you always did. So
yeah, that is so true.
So and this new me in 2023, we really have to, because again, every time we go into a new year or a new level in our life, there are things about us. I know for me, God said you can't take that with you. And he'll tell you, you got to take this, you can't take that with you. You got to stop doing this. And this is not, this way of thinking, this pattern of thinking, this behavior is not conducive to where you're going.
Yeah.
So you got to work on it. It may have worked in the past, and it may have got you through some things, and it may have helped you with some things, but it's not required where I'm taking you. So do what you got to do to stop it, change it. Sometimes I think we're either mindful, mindful, or our mind is full.
That's good.
So mindful or mindful, because we're so busy doing nothing really.
Yeah, yeah. And that's another thing. Sometimes, are we busy just to be busy, or are we being impactful? And are we being intentional? That's the other thing. I don't want to be busy just to be busy. I don't want to have a meeting just to say I'm in a meeting, to go to another meeting, right? Are we meeting to have resolutions, or are we meeting to really meet, right? And resolve some things.
For pictures and videos.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I've been really like not going to a lot of functions, not doing a lot of things, because we could spread ourselves so thin, but are we being impactful?
Right.
And my thing now have been, what legacy am I really, what do I want to leave?
Yeah.
What do I want to leave, right?
Yeah.
Especially with young people.
Yeah.
What impact do I want to make? And that's something to really think about, right?
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Yeah. And sometimes we can be so busy that we ain't no good, and nothing is effective. Right. Because you're too busy. You're too busy. You're everywhere, and nobody can even grasp or catch what you're talking about because you're everywhere.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And that's one of the things I was talking about when I did the virtual vision board party in January. Dr. Makiba Couture, she was my guest, and she came on and she shed some insight on setting your goals. You know, a lot of times we set all these goals for the year in January because we're excited, and the intention is good, and there's too many. It's overwhelming.
Right.
And one of the things she said, you have to set smaller intentional goals.
Exactly.
So one of the things she said that I actually put in place was set quarterly goals. You know, prioritize them and then set them in quarters. So I did 3 quarters. The first January through April, and then the next. And I tell you, that is something that has really helped me, because in the past I was rolling my goals over from year to year.
Right.
Good morning, T. How are you? I was rolling my goals over. So that means if I'm rolling them over, that means it's left. I didn't do it. I didn't accomplish it. So I had to look at, why am I not accomplishing this goal? Because it was overwhelming. And then we forget life. We forget work, life, health, all that stuff in between the goals.
Yeah. And that's like my things to do list. Whatever I don't finish from yesterday, I roll it over to the next day to ensure that's on my top of my list. But I agree with the smaller goals. I don't set big goals anymore. I have my 5-year plan, then I have my 1-year plan, but I've been doing now 30-day plans, right? Okay. And now I've even been taking them smaller steps. If it's just 1 week, now mine has been 1 day. Like if I can get through something 1 day, then I've been applauding every small success, because some things may not be huge to other people, but let me tell you something. Smelling my flowers and looking at that sun has been huge to me. Baby. You just never know. You never know. You know, some people say, Paula, you don't begin to live until you face with death. And we all know we're going to die one day. But baby, come on, can we talk a minute? When that clock stops on that wall and that doctor gives you that diagnosis, or you hear something that just seems so insurmountable and incomprehensible to you, and everybody else going on about their life, all of those emotions, the anger, the bitterness, the why me, the what? Oh, they, and then, we want to stand on the word too. Well, God said, and God said, you know what I'm saying? And then we throw the word back to God. Well, God, you said that you came that we may have life and have it more abundant. Lord, this is your word. I want to be like Sarah, God.
I know that's right.
So that life becomes real, and as women, I think what we have to do, why do we have to wait until we face with death, right? I think before we even get to the fire, let's not even get to the fire. Let's enjoy every moment before it becomes smoke, right? So now I'm really learning how to embrace those small things, whatever they may be. And that means saying, how was your day? And truly listening to how was her day, right?
Exactly.
No matter how long it may be,
exactly.
No matter how many times she may say something, I'm going to listen. And I'm learning how to listen more and be more patient. Because I find that I'm kind of impatient, right? And I didn't realize that. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. We learn a lot about ourselves in these times, in times of adversity, in times of turmoil, in times of sickness, in down times, like the wilderness mentality, that wilderness time that we go through. If you don't focus on the actual wilderness, you will learn a lot for when you come out of the wilderness.
Yeah, because in that wilderness, you by yourself.
Alone. By yourself.
And you gotta like you. Because some things about you, you just don't like. Can we talk?
Honey, stinking thinking. Paula had stinking thinking. It was a mess. I said, well, Lord, if I'm this bad, how can you use me?
Yes.
He said, because I know you're going to tell it. You're going to be transparent and help others. I'm like, okay. Because I know when I got diagnosed with breast cancer, I was like, I started realizing how God uses me prior to this. And then now, I'm like, Lord, now I ain't trying to be like Job now. I ain't trying to lose everything. Hold on, wait a minute.
Wait. You remember when I had so much pride, I didn't even know what pride was. And then when I had to ask you to come give me a ride to the hospital, remember that, Paula? But the best thing that people got to know that I'll never forget till this day, not only did you give me a ride to the hospital, I didn't know I was going to have to be hospitalized. You got in the hospital bed with me. Hello. And see, that's what people don't understand. It's the people you least suspect. It's the ones that you don't think will be your biggest cheerleaders. It's the ones that's going to make you laugh in the midst of your tears. It's the ones that, even though you did that for me, who would have thought years later we have to turn around again and do it again for each other? And then look again, Paula. Go back around. Wow, children.
It's like, oh, I want to get off this merry-go-round. Tired of going
and that's
around.
why people, let me tell you something, Paula, that I learned. You can't discard people. And that's why when people don't like other people, you better check yourself, because that's the enemy. The enemy is keeping you away from people, making you think you a Lone Ranger. God didn't put us here to be a Lone Ranger. Nope. We're not no solo act.
Yeah.
Right? Iron sharpens iron. We're here to make each other better. And let me tell you something. They say out of the mouth of babes. Sometimes my daughter say some things that make me go, ouch.
Look at
him. You talking to me? I had you. I carried you. But girl, that thing be on point. Woo. Come on, can we talk? Let's cut some things off today.
My last three, honey, they get some in my tail. You hear me? And two of them on here. Honey, they will. Did you do your affirmations today? My daughter told me, she said, what's your plan for today? What's your plan? Like, what are you going to? I mean, like, and sometimes I can't even say nothing because they be right.
Yeah.
They be right. But we need that accountability.
That's right.
We can't be too prideful when it comes. Because just because I'm their mama don't mean they can't tell me nothing. Like you said, from the mouth of babes.
I mean, Paula, I'm just going to keep it real with you. I slapped my wig on. My daughter said, I know you ain't just go down here looking like that. You better brush that wig and look right. Look, I had to put that lipstick on, girl, and turn that thing around. I said, ooh, am I not looking right?
Shantae said you represent her.
Hello.
And that's my, you better know it.
Honey, they will get us together. You hear me?
But again,
they tell me quick, mama, don't do that no more. I said, well, what, ain't that right? They be like, don't do that no more.
And I think that comes from sometimes being overwhelmed, being tired, trying to be there for everybody else. And then I give myself the little bit that's left in that pot to pour out.
Yeah.
So now I have been relearning and rethinking of how to love me first, how to self-care for me first, how to really, truly do something that makes me happy for me. I just needed to get out the house today, Paula, and guess what? I didn't mind taking this ride.
Hello. I know that's right. I know
I'm
that's
not
right.
used to seeing the sun on a Saturday morning before 12, but it looks good this morning, girl.
It felt
It
good,
felt
didn't
good
it?
on my skin.
Yeah,
I said, oh, I'm doing a new thing. And I
yeah.
think as women, sometimes we have to do that. We got to step outside of our box.
Do
And
something
sometimes when
different.
everything seems the same, you got to do something different. Because
Got
that's
to.
the definition of insanity, right? Repeating the same thing and getting those same
Yeah.
results.
And expecting new results. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. Insane. I love it. I love it. One of the things I found out about me in this new me in 2023 is that I'm not always right.
I know that's right.
Can you say that again, Miss Paula?
Yeah, I'm not always right.
You hear that?
I hear that. No, I'm not always right either. You right.
Know? And it was like, okay, what is like, am I prideful?
Exactly. But you know what? We live in, and we can learn some new things, right? At 62 years of age for me, I'm learning some new things.
And the thing for me was I had to change my perspective on the way I looked at a lot of things. Yeah. Just because that's the way you looked at it and you've looked at it for years that way and nothing seemed to be wrong with it, don't mean it's right. Or
that's right.
It's always that. It can change. Just because it don't change for you, it could change. And I'm like, and I would always say stuff like, well, if it quack like a duck, it's a duck. And although true, the way I was quoting it was, if you do this, you have to have done this. Right. If you say this, you have to have meant this. And that's not always true.
That's true.
And I'm like, oh Lord. Yeah. Did it make you kind of go back through your train of thought and the things that it make you shut the hell up sometimes. Yeah. Like, what? Shut up. Just shut up and just listen to people. Don't talk. Just be quiet. Even though you know that's an art. And it's in your throat and you won't say it, don't say it. Shut up. And people be like,
I'll just take a go. Yeah, you right. It's an art to listening. I've learned that.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. And I make sure, we have to make sure we're listening and not like active listening, not listening to respond. Right. And a lot of times we get so excited because we're excited about the topic and we want to say something too. And although that's innocent, you're not listening actively, And
that's true.
And we have to be careful.
All of my problems is that I'm listening, but I want to hear him say it because I'm going to forget what I'm going to say. So I want to get it out. And I'll be like, what you said again?
I got to say it now because I ain't going to remember. And then I'm trying to say it and I ain't heard nothing you said because I'm trying to say my... I was like,
well, sometimes someone will say something and you so stuck on what they said, everything they said after that point, you don't hear it anymore because you want to make your points real quick to what they just said. And that's true too. We got to let that go as well.
And I was like, oh, Lord, I got some work to do.
Oh, girl, yes. Yes.
But I used to think too that I had to have all of the I's dotted and all of the T's crossed before I got into my ministry, before I could get before people. And God said, who got all the I's dotted and T's crossed? What human got all the I's dotted and T's crossed? I wait.
And you know what I found? He uses you usually at your worst. Huh? I be like, God, I know you ain't talking to me, right? Not me?
You be so anointed. Now? You be so anointed in your brokenness.
Yes.
I found out that I am allowed to be a work in progress.
Yes.
And minister at the same time.
That's right.
Like I don't have to be perfect.
Because no one's perfect, right? And when we always waiting for that perfect moment, that perfect time, it will never come.
It'll never come. Talking about procrastination.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people need to see us, and I have this problem. People just think like they just arrived, right? No. I want to know how did you make it during your valley time, but how did you, in that valley time, How did you not really lose your mind?
Yeah.
How did you not help that boss?
Yeah.
How did you not, you know what I'm saying? That's the stories I want to know.
Yeah.
Because those are the moments that most of us need help with, right?
That part.
That's the time.
And we don't like to share that because it's ugly. We don't
It's
like to share that because it makes us vulnerable, or it exposes certain areas of our life.
Right.
But you can help some people with it. Now, I do believe there's a time and a place to be transparent.
Yep.
I do believe that you don't have to be transparent about everything.
Right.
But if God is leading you and guiding you, and He's telling you to, then He's going to protect you. He's going to protect your family. He's going to cover you, because we have to help people. Like what we've been through, Miss Sonia, there are people assigned to our voices.
I believe that.
And they're watching. And one of the things I've learned going through, breast cancer and everything, it was a lady that I saw at an event. I don't know where I was. It was last year, or was it earlier this year? It was recent. And someone was asking me, someone said, I heard you had breast cancer. And I said, I did. I don't have it anymore. Like that, made a joke out of it. And the lady looked at me. So I saw her look, so I, you know what that look is. So she came up to me and she said, I overheard you that you had breast cancer. And I said, yes. And I told her a little history of it. And she said, can I please take a picture of you? She said, my sister just got diagnosed and she needs to see you. So a lot of the time, it's not about what we say.
Right.
It's us. Yeah. All she needed was a picture. She didn't need a lecture. She didn't need a sermon.
Right.
She didn't need she just said, I need a picture of you. She said, can I please take a picture so I can show you her? She said, because she needs to see you. And all that to say, because you don't look like what you've been through. Like, if you would never have said it, I would not have believed you. And I have to embrace that. I'm learning that I have to embrace that, and cast down vain imagination when the enemy try to exalt itself against what God is telling me about it. Because I struggle with growing up. Who she thinks she is? Well, who does she think she is? Well, who? So the enemy threw that into my life at a young age, and then left. And I've been carrying it. I've been carrying it. Who she thinks she is? The enemy gone. So anytime somebody does that, I tend to water myself down because I'm under the cap of who she thinks she is. And one of the things my husband said within the last couple of years, he said, the next time the enemy asks you who you think you is, he said, tell him.
Exact. What?
Say,
I know that's right.
So then I'm like, okay, Lord, what am I going to tell him? Like, who am I? Girl, I didn't even know who I was.
That's it.
I said, well, what am I going to tell him? Paula, you need more than that.
Yeah. and you know, that's deep, Paula, right there, because sometimes a lot of us don't know who we are, let alone whose we are, right? Because we get stuck under titles, we get stuck under education, we get stuck under, that's a part of you, but that's not who you are.
That's what you do.
That's what you do. Your job is what you do. Your title, right? And that's something that people, if you really true, matter of fact, ask some ladies that's on the line right now. Who are you? So we're going to leave out that we're a wife and we're a mother. Right. That's number one. We're going to leave out our job and our titles.
Leave all that out.
Who are you? Now answer that question and let's see what you come up with, right? That's deep. What would you say?
Oh, I got to get back with you.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting here thinking.
She's thinking, see? That's going to make you think. Yeah. Because when you leave out those titles, now you're getting into the essence of your soul.
When you get home,
the essence of your being.
When you get home at the end of the day and you take off everything, take off all the masks you put on. You take off all the masks you put on throughout the day, take off all the hats you put on, and you stand there with yourself by yourself. Who is she?
And that's who you are.
Look, I'm in healing right now. I'm in healing.
Look, we all are.
Oh, girl, yeah.
I did a Facebook post on my PC Ministries page last week or a couple weeks. I don't know. I do so many. And I said, if you had to remind yourself of what God said about you and to you, would you remember?
That's good.
God tells us, God affirms us, he directs us, he tells us who we are, but we get so busy with other things that we don't even remember that. And then look, when life comes,
and it comes.
God said, hold on, I already told you. Like, God, how many times did God have to remind you when you were going through chemo and taking them shots that you already healed? How many times did God have to remind you when you were going through you were healed? I'm like, when I'm dealing with neuropathy in my feet every day, all day long, God said, you healed.
Yeah. When I was talking to them pills, talking to myself, and didn't want to take
I remember
them chemo pills and that
pills, y'all.
Come on now. I was so tired of them. You're right. You absolutely right. Yeah.
If your situation took for you to remind yourself of what God said to you about you, would you remember? Or have you forgotten?
That's good. And I think sometimes a lot of us, we forget. We forget.
And the enemy, that's his job, is to make us forget. The enemy's job is to overwhelm us with life, situations, circumstances, scares, health scares, job losses, grief. And that's his job to discourage us and frustrate us and distract us from what God's intent for us in this season, in our life, at the moment. Even with, if we're not careful, we will not allow purpose to show up. One of the things I'm learning about this situation is there's purpose in our pain. But we focus so much on the pain, which justifiably so, because cancer hurts. Cancer hurts everywhere. It hurts your mind, your brain, your spirit. It hurts everything. Okay, but if we focus 100% on the pain, we'll forget all about God's intended purpose.
Right.
And there's purpose. I'm a living witness, and this is what gives me fire. This is what gives me motivation, is to know that God told me that there is purpose in your pain. So since there's purpose in the pain, I don't even want to focus on the pain. I want to focus on what is the purpose. Like I said, what the hell can come out of this? Like, I'm scared every day. I'm fearful every day. Like, what's gonna come out of this? You know, but his word is true.
It is.
It doesn't come back void.
No.
You know, he never leaves or forsakes us. So we have to know. I mean, I'm not going to depend on no man to tell me who I am.
Oh, heck no.
What if
Absolutely not.
What if I depended on my first boyfriend to tell me who it was? Where he at? Who is that? Where he at? What if I depended on the first job to define me?
Come on now.
I don't even have. What if my identity was wrapped up in my job? They fired me in chemo. So now I lose my identity because they fired me?
Come on.
We put that stuff in things and people and like you said, titles and stuff, and we can't do that. Like, but it's so hard because we need that physical gratification.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Believing in God.
And that's the other thing, when we change our mindset to learn what really that intrinsic gratification, right? You know, sometimes some people do need a pat on the back, or someone just needs to hear, boy, that color looks good on you. I love that. Girl, you rocking that blonde.
That's it.
Girl, them shoes look good. You know what I'm saying? Some people need those types of things. And then some people don't. Because you see some women, they walk out and they know their stuff look good. They know they don't need no one to tell them nothing because the mirror already told them. And if no one said it, they already knew it 1,000 times when they sprayed that perfume.
And baby, when you tell them, they almost get offended. Like, I know that. You go, girl.
Oh, thank you, baby. You do too. But you know, it takes a strong woman to be able to compliment another woman. But then it takes a stronger woman to really not only just compliment another woman, but to help another woman, to hide her insecurities and to help her with them. Come on now.
Without the camera.
Without the camera. And without telling everybody else. Now that's a woman.
Can I help you? And don't tell nobody I helped you. Can I help you? And
Come
not film
on.
it.
Come on.
Not post about it.
Come on. Come on. Now that's the thing. You know, everything don't have to be seen. Everything don't even have to be heard. You know, that's funny you would say that, because sometimes people don't understand when you do things and then other people, you did it for them, but you didn't mean it for everybody else to know, right? And then they tell the whole world. It's like, and Facebook have this tool. Sometimes some people don't use it, but I try my best to use it. Like, you don't, when they post something on your page, you can hide it. You don't have to let it be seen.
Yeah.
Then you get the inboxes coming. Then you get the inboxes coming talking about, well, I post something, I want everybody to know. And I have to explain myself, but it wasn't for everybody to know. It was just for us. Like, I appreciate you, appreciate me, but I don't need them to know what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? But that's something hard. And then you offend somebody in doing that when you only meant well. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I understand you want to share it with the girl, but I just wanted to share it with you.
Yeah.
So it's funny with that. It is. Yeah. So I don't know. I didn't find that balance yet. But yeah.
I found it. And I've learned that since my visibility has increased because of what I'm doing, and I am becoming somebody, whatever that means.
You always been somebody.
Well, you know what I mean? It's kind of getting more visible and reaching more.
Can I have your autograph now, please?
It'll be in my book. You know, I've learned that people who don't even follow you, well, no, they follow you. They just don't like nothing.
They watch. That's what Shantae says.
Yeah, and then have the nerve to want to try to post stuff on your page.
Really?
Now, you know me, Paula, I don't really care. Like, if it's something good and it needs to get out, I don't care whether you like me or follow my page or not. If it's good information for other people, I don't care. But you know what? I said, no, I'm not doing that. You don't like nothing, you don't follow nothing, you don't watch nothing, you don't come to nothing. And then, so, okay, but you don't remember when I'm doing this. You don't remember when I'm doing the PCMinistries Facebook Live. You don't remember when I'm doing Freedom Friday. You don't remember when I'm doing something in the community. But you can remember me when you want to post something. So I said, no, I'm not doing that. And I think for me, the person that I was, because I was the type of person, I would never say anything. I would just let you say and do whatever you want to say and do, because I didn't really care. I'm not a fighter. I'm not finna do all of that right there. I don't argue. I don't do all that. So it didn't matter. So for me, I had to begin to protect my gift, guard my gift, and put up some boundaries, and not just let people say and do what they want to say and do. Now I had to find the boundary to that, or the balance with that, because there's something God said, let that go. There's something God said, okay, I need you to stand up right here and say no. So I have to find that balance in that, so I can always remain pleasing to God. Because at the end of the day, everything we say and do, we have to give an account for it. And I want to be pleasing to God in everything I say and do. Even though I fall short.
Yeah.
I want to be pleasing.
Yeah. So, you know, that's something I'm still working on. I don't know how to set those boundaries.
In and out.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
I can't set those boundaries. For some reason, I'm free, right? Just open, free, everything. But I'm now put up boundaries, right? Because, yeah.
Ooh, Miss Sonia, you sound like a transformer.
Oh, you hear me now? You can't hear me?
I can hear bits and pieces.
I don't know what happened. We in the air and we parked.
I think y'all might be parked.
We parked.
Y'all might be parked somewhere. Yeah.
Oh, you may have to take me off then. You can hear me?
I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I said, I didn't know how to set up boundaries. I didn't have boundaries in my life. I was just open free.
Yeah.
Now I'm learning how to set up boundaries. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I would accept calls 9 o'clock at night about work. I would come in on Saturdays just because, right? You know, now I'm learning about the boundaries because you know what? My time, time is money, right? Time is expensive and you don't get the time back. And time is valuable. It's really valuable to what the thing of your peace. Now I'm learning what peace really means, right? So I go and sit by the water now. I need 30 minutes of that. I need to detox now. Just go for whatever that day was. Like now I'm learning how to put up some boundaries. And that's really a good thing. And if that means I have to get up a little early in the morning just to pray or just to talk to God or, some people think that you got to open up this Bible and pray. But for me, it's been like, this is me, right? Hey, God. It's me again. I'm so glad I was able to open my eyes this morning, but I'm still feeling tired. I'm one of those, right? I'm here first. I'm like, yeah, okay. So we're gonna do this thing for life again. And before I go ahead, Paula,
try it again.
I got this thing with okay, what did I do? Who did I help? Because that's important to me. What did I say that I could have said a little better? Maybe I hurt some feelings and then they didn't. I don't know that I did. And then God, just forgive me. I know I messed up something today. So I always do that to replay my
Somebody say same here. Right? Somebody say yes.
It's like I don't know. It is in earlier said, it's you against you. You want to be better than what you were yesterday, and that's true. But boundaries is something that I'm learning now how to do, right? Because when you're so open and accessible to everybody, you know what I've learned now, Miss Paula? They like leeches. Oh, yeah. Everybody call me because they want something. Not how I'm doing. Are you okay? Hey, Miss Sonia. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, Miss Sonia. Blah, blah, blah. And then when you turn around, have you ever picked up your phone, Paula, and you wanted to call somebody, and then you look at your phone and you be like, but who am I going to call? Or
you call and they don't answer. Or call you back.
After your phone rung all day with 10 people asking 10 different things from you that you can go pop, 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 pop and do, and then crickets. And I'm like,
or
I just do.
Yeah. Or they call you and they give you all this stuff, and then when it's time for you to talk, they got to go.
Wait, like,
all right, have a good one. Hello? Nice talking to you.
Well, tell everybody I said hi.
All right, girl. Hey, ask you how you was doing, dog. Kiss my foot. How you feel? Nothing. They just boom, 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 boom. Because of who we are. Because of who we are. And one of the things I ask God in that is like, Lord, help me to understand my purpose so I don't get offended when things like that happen, because that happens to me a lot. And I'm like, okay, God, this is a lot. So I'm giving this to you. Help me understand this. Help me make some sense of this. Because when I call, it's only a couple that's going to answer the phone. And then when people say, well, let me know when you need something. Let me know if you need something. Then when you do get out of your pride and out of your
way,
we're so strong that we don't ask people for help.
Come on now.
When you finally do come out of yourself and reach, and they don't reach back, no, I'm done. I ain't asking no more. I ain't call. And I don't know. I think that's a trauma response. We're gonna get into trauma response as one of these conversations. It's a trauma response because once I reach and you don't reach back, I'm done. I ain't calling no more.
Yeah.
But I found that boundaries include saying no. You know, it's not self-care when we say no, when we say yes, when we want to say no.
Right.
That's
I love saying no now. It feels good. And with a period, I don't have to explain my no to you. No.
Mm-mm.
And I don't do this no more. Sonia, do you think you could be at such and such? Oh, let me check my plan and let me see.
I'll try. And you know
No.
you're not.
No.
That's not honest.
That date sounds busy to me. No.
Mm-mm.
No.
Yeah.
It's just been no now. No. And
Well,
you know, you still hurt a lot of people's feelings, but it's okay now. I'm learning because if they don't understand.
Let me ask you this though. But let me ask you this about that. Whose feelings are you hurting? The ones that are manipulating you or using you, or the ones that understand? Because if you say no, the ones that understand, they're not going to be upset and mad.
Right.
But the ones that are upset and mad, why?
Right.
Yeah. And we have to look at our boundaries, our lack of previous boundaries. Yeah. Because we have allowed so much, you know.
And they think you're that same person.
Yeah. And we even have to be, listen to this, Miss Son, what I've learned in that, because, you know, God always give you the flip side of everything. We have to be understanding when we turn on the boundaries, because we have been a certain way so long. So they're so used to us in this way that we have graciously been. Yeah. So now all of a sudden we want to say no. And they're like, whoa, but you always have.
But what's wrong with you? No. What's wrong with you?
Some people, not all, we may owe an explanation to.
Yeah.
When we start saying no, especially if we have been a certain way so long, and now we're saying no, and now we may owe them a little bit of an explanation.
Yeah.
Not a lot of them.
Yeah.
Just one. Just one explanation. Just one. Not a slew.
No, you're right about that, because it makes me think. My good friend Angel Myers is one of my accountability partners. Mm-hmm. And I'm so used to going to her for, like, when I'm raising money for certain people or certain organizations or certain things, I say, hey, I got this going on. Do you want to contribute? Blah, blah, blah. And she said no to me. And I was like, oh, okay. That was the first no, right? So I was like, okay. Then the next time, I said, hey, I'm doing some placemats. Do you want your ad, the placemat? And she said, you know, Sonia, she said, that's not working for me. She said, so I'm deciding to spend my money a different type of way for marketing. And I was like, those things. I was like, oh. But that fourth time, she said, let me explain to you what I'm doing. Because I know I've been saying no to you a lot. I said, yeah, every time I ask you, you've been saying, she said, no, it's because I've been doing X, Y, and Z, you know, and she paid for somebody for the rest of the year. She helped some other kid with scholarships, doing other things that you really don't. She said,
uh-oh, can't hear. We can't hear you, Miss Sonia. Uh-oh, we can't hear. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, Miss Sonia. Well, Miss Sonia's live went out. I don't know if it's because of the area that they're in right now, but I just want to thank everybody for tuning in to Candid Conversations with Paula. This has been awesome. It went longer than I intended. I only intended it to be about 15 to 30 minutes, but hey, it's a candid conversation. So thank you for those that popped on and popped off, and those that popped on and stayed on. I appreciate your time on this Saturday morning. I don't know if I'll keep it on Saturday mornings or not. If y'all like Saturday mornings at 9, let me know. If you want me to change the time, let me know. Whatever meets, you know, serves your need, better for you, just let me know. But I appreciate your time for this candid conversation. You see, we talked about goals, we talked about boundaries, we talked about self-care, we talked about a whole bunch of stuff. So I'll tweak it as it goes, but I just appreciate you all for tuning in to Candid Coffee and Conversations with Paula. This is something new that I'm trying, and so far so good. I enjoyed this. I love to chat it up with different things, and these conversations are very candid. There's no script. I don't have anything written down. Nothing is pre-rehearsed. I don't have pre-scheduled guests. I don't have any of that. It's just a candid conversation. Whoever will. So with that being said, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you all have a wonderful Saturday and even better weekend. I love you all, and stay tuned for PC Ministries page. If you have not liked, followed, and shared it, please like, follow, and share, and help me to grow it as I am reaching people, all types of people, to help them deal from the inside out, dealing with what we're feeling from the inside out. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.